Hello and welcome to Soft Tech Box. In today's video, we're going to learn about what are virtual environments, why to use them, where to use them, and how to use them. Today's session gonna be setting up virtual environment on Windows machine using Python from command line. If you're looking for how to set up virtual environment inside your PyCharm project, please go ahead and find another video in the description below. So you're gonna be asking yourself, what is a virtual environment and why I need one? Simply to answer your question, virtual environment is a tool to separate different Python environments in your machine. So you can have different Python environment for your project, or even better, one virtual environment for each project. So you would be asking, do I need a virtual environment? The answer is simple. If you want to segregate and have independent projects, then yes. For example, if all of your projects are directly using base interpreter or a system-wide Python, if you update or remove a package, you can potentially break one or more your projects. So how to make a virtual environment? To make a virtual environment, you need to have standard Python package installed in your machine. If you followed my tutorial on how to install Python and how to set up Python path, you should be good. If you're not, you can find the link in the description below. Let's make our first virtual environment. To create our first virtual environment in Windows, open a new command line terminal and navigate to the directory where you would like to create your virtual environment. In my case, I'm gonna be using a brand new directory, so let's create a new directory here. Name it new dir. Let's navigate inside the new dir. Here, let's ask Python to create a new virtual environment for us. And how we're gonna do it, we're gonna say Python -m for Python modules, venv, and we're gonna name our virtual environment, let's say project_1. It can take from few seconds to few minutes depending on your machine. Once done, let's make this environment active. Before that, let's clear my screen, cls. Let's make our environment active. To do that, first we need to go inside our virtual environment. Let's go inside, and here we will navigate to scripts, and then we will go inside activate.bat. This will activate our virtual environment. And how you know which virtual environment we are in? So here you can see it is clearly showing we are under project_1 virtual environment. There is another way to test on which environment you are. To do that, you would say where Python, and this will return you which Python environment is currently active. So here is showing me multiple, but the one on the top is the one which is currently active. Now, if you install any library in this virtual environment, it has no effect on your base interpreter. Let's install few libraries for this virtual environment. Let's say we want to install request library. Let's clear my screen first. Pip install request. And it's installing. Now let's take out all the install library under this virtual environment and put them into a requirement.txt. This is a pretty standard way to keep a track of the install library in your Python package, so later when you need to install them, you can have a backup. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna ask pip freeze. It will generate a list of all the Python libraries which this current environment has. Let's copy all these and put them into a notepad. Save this notepad as requirements.txt and make sure you are saving it where this folder is, where our new dir is. So in my case, it is at C drive, users, my user, new dir. This will be handy later. Next step is how we can deactivate this project1 virtual environment. To do that, we're gonna repeat the same how we activated it. To do that, let's do scripts deactivate .bat and now as you can see, we are out of project 1. Here in the next line, we are no longer inside project 1 virtual environment. That's how you deactivate a virtual environment. How we can delete a virtual environment? Deleting a virtual environment is as simple as deleting a folder. You can do it from UI by navigating from your Windows Explorer and deleting the folder, or you can do it by command line and deleting the folder. Just make sure before you are deleting the folder that virtual environment is no longer active. In other words, please deactivate your virtual environment before deleting the folder. So what we're going to do, we're going to say rmdir since I'm inside project 1, so I need to come out. I'm going to say rmdir project 1 /s. And it's going to ask me, am I sure? Yes. And that's how we delete a virtual environment. So you're going to be asking how to use virtual environment in my professional or my IT life. So in any Python project, how you would use virtual environment professionally is by naming the virtual environment as venv, and not to confuse with Python module venv. So generally what I like to do, I like to keep my virtual environment inside my project. What I mean by that, let me show you. Let's say we are working on a project called new dir, and I would like to have a virtual environment. Then what I would do here, I would say Python -m venv. So here I'm asking Python to create a virtual environment and name it venv inside my project, where my project name is new dir. So you're gonna be thinking how I can install all of my dependencies and library in one shot. To do that, remember the requirement file we created? We're gonna utilize that one. To do that, first thing I would do is to activate my environment. So how we're gonna do it? We're gonna navigate to our virtual environment. In this case, it's venv. We'll say scripts, and inside scripts activate.bat. So our environment is activated. Now I'll go back where my requirement file is. I went one step below. My requirement file is actually in this new directory. So let's cd here, dir. So our requirement.txt is sitting here. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna ask Python, let me clear my screen. So we're gonna ask Python to install all the requirements in one shot. And how we're gonna install all the libraries in one go is by asking Python to do it for us. So we're gonna say pip install -r requirements.txt, and it will install all the libraries in one go. So here you can see it's doing all the libraries in one go. Here we are. There is a way, but as an IT professional I would not recommend it, because if you are copying all the libraries from your base interpreter or from your local Python, there is no use case for keeping a virtual environment. But let's say, hey, you just started your new project, but you want to copy all your Python local libraries. Yes, there is a way. Let me show you how you can do it. To do that, what you're gonna do, you're gonna ask Python to create a virtual environment for you, Python -mv env, and you're gonna name it something. Let's call it venv2, and you're gonna say -system -site -package, and enter. In this case, it will copy all the libraries from your local environment. Right now it's copying all the libraries of my virtual environment and putting into venv2. I didn't do it from my local because I have a lot of libraries installed in my local Python. So I'm doing it from one virtual environment, all the libraries moving to another virtual environment. So once it's done, you have all the libraries copied from one environment to another. So there are a few things which you should keep in mind while using virtual environments. One of the major one is you don't want to commit your virtual environment to any source code tool or a source control tool like GitHub, Gitbucket, or SVN. Make sure your virtual environment is always in ignore list. But you might want to include your requirement.txt file in your source code while committing for the version controlling. So other people can also build the same project and have the right dependency and libraries to work with. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions or you would like me to cover any specific topic, please let me know in the comment section below. If you like my videos, please comment, like, and subscribe. Thank you for watching. Have a great day. And stay tuned for the next videos.